vid is this?
Yours.
This my vid? Alright, I just wanted to check before I said this, because you look like one of them cheap anime characters about to get beat up. You got like a little backstory, but you know we're not gonna make it because it's not nearly interesting enough.
Something about fingerless gloves just makes you look so fucking cool, bro. I don't even know why these are up here. Like they need to be downstairs in my workout bag.
And you like fingerless gloves? You one of those?
Yeah.
Oh man, we've all had a phase. I still have the pair. They're bike riding gloves.
Yeah.
They're like net on the top and like leather, like real leather on the bottom.
Yeah.
I still have them too.
You were like super cool.
Yeah, in middle school it was just the coolest thing. We would pass the glove around. People would wear it to class and stuff. And I'd track that shit down to make sure I still have it.
So, I picked this video for you.
Okay. And what would be in said video you picked for me?
Spiders.
Booties. Just as good, I think. Just as good. Video about spiders.
All right.
I haven't read the description, but I know I'm happy to be here. This is my wife, Skitten.
Hello.
She has on green glasses, which means part of her face will be see-through for this video.
I'll just take them off. My bad, I forgot.
Oh, you could just do that. Just take them off.
Yeah,
all
I can see without my glasses,
That's
sort of.
Insane. All right, let's get it. Our Spiders Over Powders a Tier Zoo video. Shouts out to the zoo. Ooh. All right, let's get it. We've got 2 O's.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Yoink. Not quite a yoink, huh? Oh, it is.
It is a yoink.
It is a yoink.
Yeah.
This episode was sponsored by War Thunder. Arthropods have been one of the most dominant factions in the game since pretty much the very beginning. The safety provided by their tough exoskeletal armor gave the arthropod player base a lot of room to experiment with.
Smack them. Smack them.
One of the most successful examples is the spider, a unique arthropod build with a whole arsenal of powerful abilities. But just how broken are spiders? Today we're discussing their stats, their special abilities, and their matchups to demonstrate just how overpowered they really are. But before we talk about all of their busted attributes, first we have to talk about the least overpowered thing about them:
their size. Stats. Okay, I'm ready.
While spiders are some of the most effective predators the game has ever known,
and they're creepy,
it's not because their raw stats are anything special. In fact, if anything, their stats make them look pretty pathetic at first glance. There's a common misconception that spiders are, like, absurdly strong for their size, and although they can indeed lift things 10 times their own body weight, that's honestly not even par for the course when it comes.
Yeah, I definitely one of those people who thought they were really strong for their size.
Yeah.
And I saw he went to ants after. I was like, I'm not going to keep this slander going. I didn't think they were ant strong.
Right.
And that should have immediately let me know they are not strong for their size.
They're just regular strong.
Yeah, ants are strong for their size.
Yeah.
How do you know 2 things that are opposite facts, but yet are one fact?
It's like the difference between like Sakura and Tenten. You know, like Tenten is objectively cool with a pretty cool power, but also, you know, she's pretty meh in the Naruto universe.
You know, there's this term rage baiting. And I've been doing a good job of deciding you guys need to learn the difference between rage bait and violence. And you are dangerously close to that line. You are right here.
It's funny because I don't even like Sakura. I think she's ass, but like she's just objectively better than Tenten.
Going for the double down, man. It's like a baconator. 4 slices of bacon, hell yeah.
That's honestly not even par for the course when it comes to their weight class.
Right.
The real kings of the strength category, builds like the ant and beetle,
are
several times stronger.
Yeah.
In fact, much of the spider's skill set is tailored around allowing spiders to take down large prey without needing to be strong enough to physically restrain it themselves.
Right.
Defensively, things are even worse. Spiders have some of the worst armor of any arthropod.
Golly!
More closely related to scorpions, their exoskeleton is more akin to that of a...
What was with the sound? Why did you make the splatter sound? Now you know you was wrong for that. You know he was back there giggling with that one.
Their exoskeleton is more akin to that of a soft, plump caterpillar than anything else.
Damn.
Their weak point is completely unarmored. And
is that what it looks like?
Against. Any direct attack from a predator can easily one-shot them.
Yeah.
Their stealth is their only good stat, with the rest of them being mid at best. Of course, that is on average. Some spider builds do specialize in mobility or raw strength, which I talked more about in my spider tier list.
Killing mice!
Anyway, the point is, what makes spiders broken is not their stats, but their abilities.
Mm-hmm.
Spiders have access to a vast array of powerful perks that dramatically elevate their survival and combat capabilities.
Yeah.
Real quick, let's go over some of the minor ones first.
Let's do it.
The spider's appendages may seem pretty unimpressive, and sure, compared to a scorpion's claws or a locust's legs, they're nothing special.
Okay.
But a few things. They do have small claws at the end, which grant spiders excellent climbing mobility. And similar to a lizard's tail, a spider's leg can snap off if hit by a grappling attack in order to escape a combo.
Right.
Yo, he said grappling attack. Imagine like in a jujitsu match and somebody just fucking leaves behind an appendage.
No, what I was imagining is a bird doing jujitsu, which is infinitely more funny. So that's kind of where I thought you were going.
All right.
Imagine a bird.
Losing only 12% of your legs is a lot less of a sacrifice than losing your only weapon.
Right.
Many players don't even have the nerve to mess with spiders in the first place, though, because of their next ability, venom. With a few exceptions, every spider relies at least partially on venom to bolster their combat strength. This gives their attacks bonus damage, making it a useful deterrent on defense.
Cassie, you know what?
Their venom inflicts the paralysis status effect, immobilizing their prey so that it can be more easily carried and consumed.
I'm so fucking... I didn't even notice the fucking spider. I was so busy looking at the damn grasshopper.
Bro, I was literally like, bro, what is this scene about? The spider was there the whole time. Oh my
Their venom
god.
inflicts the paralysis
Bro,
status
just
effect,
hanging out. He's gonna
immobilizing their
touch
prey
it and
so it can be more
everything.
easily carried and consumed. Because of how low the spider's base power stat is, this venom often needs to be extremely potent.
Right.
Able to immediately incapacitate its target, giving it no chance to counterattack or escape. Okay, but enough beating around the bush. All of those abilities pale in comparison to the spider's signature special ability, spinnerets. On this channel, there are a handful of abilities that I bring up over and over as being meta-definingly broken.
Yeah.
Tool use, flight, eusociality, echolocation, color change, these all can make or break a character's placement on the tier list.
Yeah.
I think silk spinning belongs in this same category.
I agree.
This ability is how spiders broke the game. It is one of the most versatile abilities of all, with applications spanning nearly every aspect of survival, from mobility to offense to defense to tons of niche utility use cases. Let's break it down.
And maybe spamming that shit too.
The most well-known use is, of course, the standard web trap. A spider player will construct a sticky, net-shaped trap and simply wait for an unsuspecting player to accidentally fly in. Contact with the web immediately inflicts the restrained status condition, which is pretty much instant GG's versus a build that can one-shot
and he gift wraps his ass.
But trapping prey really only scratches the surface when it comes to the utility of silk and spinnerets.
Okay. How many of y'all have fallen for the silk trap?
What do you mean?
How many of y'all have fallen for it? You ain't never walked through a web before?
Oh, yeah.
You'd be dead. All of y'all.
Very traumatizing.
You'd be dead. That shit was a little bit stronger. It had some like acidic properties.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm saying? You'd be done, son.
I'd argue the ability to spin webs buffs literally every aspect of spider gameplay and completely negates all the shortcomings of their stats. In general, spiders are not all that nimble. Their large abdomens are fairly cumbersome, and without wings, they're far below average as far as arthropods go. But the amount of additional movement options web spinning gives you is insane. Silk can be used to cross massive gaps with ease. It can be used to completely negate falling damage. It can be used to quickly ascend from a low position, and in some cases, it can even be used to fly, albeit without much directional control, but also without the need for cumbersome wings. Next, let's talk about stealth. While many spiders do have decent camouflage,
disgusting.
I hate this!
The first is just that it enables them to hide in plain sight by positioning themselves away from places that a player would normally check.
Dead.
It's very hard for guys to focus on something unless they already know the general area to look. So just by nature of sitting in an unorthodox spot, many players will completely miss you. But if a player does detect a spider's presence, there's an advanced technique they can employ to give themselves a better chance to escape. By mashing back and forth on your controller, you can cause the web to vibrate, temporarily granting you the blur buff, boosting your evasion and making it much more likely that incoming attacks
What do you mean?
Webs may be the most useful for boosting the spider's offense. We already talked about the web trap, but there are many more ways a spider can use its webs to increase its odds of a successful hunt.
Yeah.
Look at him carefully wrapped. That shit's creepy, bro.
Webs can also be cast out as a net to target players scurrying along the ground more effectively. essentially
Shake
bringing
his
the web
ass!
to them rather than waiting and hoping they
Shake
wander
his
in.
ass up in that
Or if you want-
motherfucking web. I'm about to look fucking shake and bake this motherfucker.
That's the fucking deleted scene that you don't see in Lord of the Rings.
Right.
When fucking Frodo gets rolled up.
Yes.
And Shelob is like, ugh.
Shake that nigga. It's weird that you know the name of that
Webs
spider
can also
from
be
Lord of
cast
the
out
Rings.
as a
That's
net
odd.
to target players scurrying on
Shake
the
and
ground
bake.
more effectively.
Fucking
Essentially
spices all
bringing the
over
web
that
to
bitch.
them.
Also, real quick, in reference to the Lord of the Rings thing, I just saw a video of some people from a Comic Con, maybe Dragon Con potentially, and their costume was Frodo rolled up in the fucking web. So they were just rolled up and then they laid on the floor.
Nice. Nice.
That's creative.
Yeah.
Y'all are being real creative, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Or if you want to get even more extreme, silk can be fired as a sticky projectile
Do
to
it.
pin down opponents at a safe distance.
Yeah.
But
Get
you
the
don't
fuck
need to
off
get anywhere
me.
near that
Sneeze
fancy
on
with
his
it.
ass.
That's
Even just the
disgusting.
basic concept of using a strand of silk to tether yourself to a surface
Leroy
opens up so many attack
Jenkins.
options in combat. Let me give you an example. Pouncing strikes are one of the riskiest attacking moves a player can employ in combat. They're excellent for closing distance
I
on the
love that
target
clip.
and dealing damage simultaneously. But if you miss, the momentum from the jump can result in your character ending up in a dangerous situation. Pounce is usually seen as the signature move of the Cat faction.
Yeah.
And in those examples, the worst case scenario is usually just putting yourself in range of a counter.
God damn.
But for builds in lower weight classes, and especially arboreal ones, whiffing a pounce attack can literally send you falling to your doom. For spiders, this risk is completely negated with a single silk tether, meaning jumping spiders can get super greedy with their attacks without needing to worry about poor positioning. Silk can even be used to approach from unconventional angles that players aren't used to covering. Great for allowing jumping spiders to attack other spiders' weak points.
That's
It really
crazy.
is just an incredibly broken ability, especially for the jumping spider, which can combo silk production with its excellent burst mobility.
And that spider looks super dead.
Right.
Like, he killed the fuck out of that spider, bro. Like, when spiders die, they are so dramatic.
I always forget about the spider on spider violence.
Yeah, it's a man from a different hood, man. He's gay. I don't even know who he is. 8 legs,
He
who?
was out here repping his set, and he said, "Not on my
Those
watch."
colors don't match. Let me tell you, they don't match.
We're not done though, because silk production can also be used defensively,
Oh.
mainly in the form of base construction.
Oh,
The
you have
standard
fucked
web trap
up.
is technically a form of this, though it's probably the least defense-oriented and frankly
What's
leaves you quite
happening?
open to an attack. But skilled
did his
players can
best.
construct webs in a far more defensive manner if they choose. Styles like the tent web provide much
The
more
tent
cover
web's
at the
pretty
cost
funny.
of visibility.
I hate this.
But if you want to really max out your defenses, the trapdoor spider's strategy can't be beat. Rather than using a sticky web to trap its opponents, it instead digs a burrow and uses silk to reinforce the walls and help control the temperature
Genius.
inside, while also laying out a few tripwires on the outside to allow the spider to detect when other players are in range
Right.
of an ambush. It is admittedly a bit less precise than more active hunting types are. Now, if you really want to go crazy with it, most of the spider's usual enemies aren't going to look for you underwater.
Right.
So if you've got the guts to dive down, you can
This shit is
construct a
just
bound
so
web
insane that this
underwater
is
and
real.
Use that as your home base while you hunt for fish and tadpoles. It's a high-risk, high-reward playstyle.
Spiders are everywhere.
How
It's
many dangerous
creepy.
builds lurk
Golly.
below the surface.
Damn.
Overall, spiders have an incredible array of traits, and with smart play, they can subvert just about all of their weaknesses.
You're stuck, buddy.
However,
Like,
there
I
are
feel
still
like
some
I'm not dead
vulnerabilities
yet.
that skilled players can exploit. So let's talk about their matchups.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
The spider's best matchups are, of course, flying insects. Their wings get easily tangled in the web and can
Yeah.
get torn
And all they
off as
can do
try to
is
escape.
flutter.
Getting
Rip.
trapped is almost certainly GG for them. Reptiles may
Like
seem like
lightning
they should
rod.
have a solid matchup against spiders, and of course, when there are massive size discrepancies,
Ah!
it can be pretty unfair.
Ah!
But for less tanky reptiles, spiders are a huge threat.
No fucking way.
Scale armor is great for blocking slashing damage,
What?
but piercing fangs can puncture right
That
through
looks
their
very
defenses and inflict devastating venomous bites. This matchup also really helps it sink in just how strong spider silk is.
Oh my
as
God.
even medium-sized reptiles can't easily shake it off.
Oh my God.
Frogs, and in particular tree frogs, are an especially explosive matchup. Because both frogs and spiders have incredibly low defenses, one wrong move is all it takes.
Right.
Frogs can easily one-shot spiders.
Uh-huh.
and
Just
because
looking
of their
at 'em.
excellent burst mobility, it's
About to
difficult
eat
for
the fuck
spiders
out
to
of you,
evade
dog.
their attacks.
Woo!
But frogs can also easily get caught in a spider's web while
Damn.
jumping through
Oh no.
trees.
Oh no.
And once stuck, a spider can pierce through the frog's paper-thin defenses like nothing.
I didn't need to see that. This is now equivalent to a horror movie. What that cute ass frog did to deserve all this?
This is making me sad.
I know.
Resulting in immediate paralysis. A highly volatile matchup, and surprisingly neutral given the amphibian's low-tier status. Beetles are an interesting case. They are flying insects, but because of their absurdly high power and defense stats, they're a challenge for spiders to overcome even when caught in their web. Their armor is so thick that a spider's fangs might not be able to pierce through, and they're so strong that even when fully enveloped in a web cocoon, they can sometimes tear through. Spider players are often stuck just sitting and waiting for beetles to either free themselves or die of exhaustion. Birds are typically seen as the worst matchup for all terrestrial arthropods, but at the same time, silk web traps are highly effective against flying enemies, and birds are no exception. Webs are strong enough to capture small birds, and feathers offer very little protection against venomous fangs. However, if given the chance, birds will pick off an out-of-position spider in an instant, and the bird's armored beak presents no opportunity for the spider to counterattack.
Damn.
Taking out a spider is worth a lot of XP for birds, as they can also steal all of the insects that are trapped in its web.
Damn,
One of the
I didn't even think
worst
about
matchups
that.
is against bats, which is surprising because it's another flyer. This is because the spider's double team technique has to be used on reaction. So, if a spider ever fails to see an enemy coming, it can easily get one shot before it has a chance to respond. This makes them especially vulnerable to builds with the echolocation ability, as they can strike from total darkness, giving the spider zero chance to detect the incoming attack before it's too late.
Yanked his ass
and
up
lastly,
too.
this isn't a matchup per se, but one of the other weaknesses spiders have are storms. Severe weather events affect web building spiders much more negatively than most characters, as high winds and heavy precipitation can render a web ineffective if it doesn't just outright destroy it. All of this to say, if you take away silk spinning, spiders are actually a real mixed bag when it comes to their viability in the meta. But with access to spinnerets, many of them jump from low mid-tier to high tier, with jumping spiders in particular being arguably top tier. Silk really is just that broken.
Hell yeah.
This video was super uncomfortable for me. Je déteste le spidre. Okay, I don't know how to say spider in French.
Oh, that's right. Anonymous is afraid of spiders.
Oh.
My bad.
Rip Anonymous. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, dog. We actually did a whole, the creepiest spiders in video games video. One of the greatest ones we've done on the gaming channel. Yeah. It was me playing Dark Souls, and then he was just talking about why he hates spiders for an hour.
I support that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I support that. Every time I talk about how much I hate spiders, there's somebody in the comments like, no, Skitten, you shouldn't hate spiders. They're so necessary for the ecosystem. Okay, and? That doesn't mean I want spiders crawling anywhere in my vicinity, okay? We also need garbage men. That doesn't mean I'm gonna invite one over for dinner.
You can come to my house for garbage if you work as a garbage. You could absolutely come to my house. That's a myth I'm not willing to support. They change clothes. Listen, this was a great video. It was definitely a classic. The stats don't tell the story. Yeah. You know, the spider skills are fighting back in spades. Yeah. And I really am cracking up still about how I always knew that spiders were weak and yet somehow thought they were very strong. Yeah. Not that they're not strong, but I thought they were just crazy, insane, lifting up birds and all this kind of stuff. And then ants, beetles.
It's kind of like how, you know I'm not good at Tekken, right? But you still hype me up about how good I am at Tekken. But he literally last year got me a little award thing. It's downstairs. I'll show you guys in another video. Right. It says you're 0-2 in pools, but 2-0 in my heart. He knows. You know I'm bad.
I bought that before she went to the tournament.
You did. Yeah.
You did as a post-tournament gift. Yeah.
But that was for last year though.
And then this year
I went 1-2.
This year she was playing the dude, and she was after the round was over, she's
oh my God, please.
Went back to the next round, beat his ass.
Anyway.
That's what it was like this year. On your ass. She beat that nigga, he turned back. She's pretty good. She's pretty good. He's beating the hell out of me.
You hear him hyping me up?
That shit was hard.
I only won one of my sets.
Yeah, she beat the fuck out of him.
Oh my God.
That shit was not close.
Anyway, goodbye.
We'll see y'all next time.